Hello students, today for your construction class we're learning finding square, how to find square using the Pythagorean theorem, which is basically just making sure your corner is 90 degrees and not too much, not too less. And, why do you need to know this? A lot of people ask, so I might as well tell you right off the bat. This is good, so when you're building, you can make sure your corners are square and everything fits just right. If your corners aren't square, and you're installing something, it might not fit right, it might not look right. So it's just good to make sure everything is good to go. So this is the Pythagorean theorem. You guys probably already know this because you're in high school. I hope so. So it's basically a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A is the short side, b is the middle side, and c is the longest side. And then right here is the 90-degree angle. So this works great because for this to work, that corner has to be 90 degrees. If it doesn't work, your corner's not 90 degrees. Pretty simple. We'll go to some examples next. And most of these are 3, 4, 5. But so we got 3, 4, then this side is unknown. So anybody know what 3 squared is?
9.
9, right? And then 4 squared?
10.
Close. 16. So 9 plus 16 equals 25. The square root of 25 is
5.
5. So this longer side is 5. This goes for the same over here. The only difference is you want to find it. If you want to find this side, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If you want to find these other sides, you're going to have to change up your equation a little bit. Like here's g, h, and f. So it would be g equals h minus f. So you're going to get this, subtract it from that, and you'll have that answer.
So do you always subtract the smaller side from the bigger side?
Not exactly, no. So when you're subtracting, you're looking for one of these two sides right here. So this side is bigger, or this side is smaller, but it's nothing there, you got me. I gotta think here a second. Your question was, you always subtract the small side from the big side.
Yeah, if you're not doing the plus.
If you're not
So
doing the plus.
if you're,
Yes.
like the first one is plus plus equals that, but the next one's minus, right?
Yep.
Is you always subtracting the small side?
Well, if you're subtracting, you're gonna have this big side already. So the side, if it's not this side, it'll always be smaller. So theoretically, yes.
Okay.
Because if you're subtracting, you already have this longer side here, and whatever side you have, you'll be subtracting from that to answer that.
Okay.
That's a good question. You got me there. Spooked me. Then 3, 4, 5 method, which we'll probably be using. You can use. If you don't like this, you can use the 6, 8, 10, which is just the 3, 4, 5 times 2. So it's pretty simple. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. So 9 plus 16 equals 25. Square root of 25 is 5. And this is nice because you measure out 3 inches and then 4 inches, and if this isn't 5, or 10 meters here, that means this angle isn't 90 degrees. If it's more than 5, that means it's more than 90 degrees. If it's less than 5, it is less than 90 degrees.
So what if you have like 3.5 inches on one side and it doesn't add up to 3, 6 or 3 or 6?
If you measure out 3.5 inches here and you measure out 4 inches here, this will be longer. You're just gonna have to do the math with that. But 3, 4, 5 is nice because they're all one number. They're not decimals. They're not fractions. Just 3, 4, 5. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Good on that. 3, 4, 5 in the real world. So pretend this is a corner of a room, or you're building bags boards and you want to make sure they're nice and square in the corners. So you'll measure out here. They're using 3, it looks like 3 foot, but their hands are a weird size, so I really couldn't tell you. You can use it for inches, centimeters, foot, meters, miles, whatever you want, as long as it's 3, 4, 5. So we'll pretend they're doing feet here. So they measured out 3 foot here, and you can either leave your tape there, make a line, do something. Then they measured out 4 here on this side. Then they'll measure between those 2 points, and if that's 5, that means it's 90-degree angle. If this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5.5, that means it's not a 90-degree angle, it's not square. It'll be too much. And then I have an example to show. So I made this to show everybody. Hopefully you can see them in the camera. So I put these tape here to just make it easier for you guys to see on camera, but it's just two 2x4s put together. And so this side will measure out 3 inches. That's where that tape is. 3 inches. On this side, we'll measure out 4 inches, and that's 4. So if we measure between this line and this line, it should be, there it is, 5. Then I got this here too, show that it is square. Pretty darn square. Alrighty, any questions before we're done?
No, I think I'm okay. Thank you.
Think you're okay? Alright. So that was the 3, 4, 5. We'll be using that. And as I said earlier, you can use 3, 4, 5, or you can use 6, 8, 10. 6, 8, 10 is the same thing, just a little longer. Maybe if you're working on something bigger and you want to use that just to be more precise, you can, but they both work great. And that's what we'll be using. And you'll want to remember this for your test that we'll be giving you later by Mr. Andrew Snyder. Alrighty, thank you.